Good morning. Thanks for joining us for morning devotions with San Fernando Open Bible. I'm Pastor Mike Lumbard. Thanks for being with us. You know, the way we speak to people is really based on relationships. Sometimes if it's a formal relationship, we have to use titles. And in some countries, titles are very important. They have to be used. If it's in a respectful type of relationship, then we honor people because of their age or their accomplishments. And so we use different titles just to honor them. If I'm with my neighbors, we often just use first names. If it's family, maybe because this is a personal relationship, sometimes we use family names or nicknames that we would have. I like what Galatians 4 starting at verse 4 tells us about this. But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, that we might receive the adoption as sons. And because you are sons, God has sent forth his Spirit, the Spirit of his Son, into your hearts, crying out, Abba, Father. Therefore, you are no longer a slave, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. So these verses talk about relationship with God. And the relationship talks about how we approach him. How we approach him reveals our relationship or our understanding. I have heard, maybe you have heard too, people who attempt to pray to God and they have no relationship. They don't even know how to begin to pray. Or maybe they say, I'm just going to throw a prayer up, or I'm going to talk to the man upstairs. They have no relationship. They don't even know how to communicate. Jesus taught us to pray to our Father which art in heaven. That shows relationship. But here in Galatians and also in Romans, we're instructed to call him Abba, Father, which is very personal. And it means like Daddy God. It's a personal relationship. So to understand this, my daughter, my wife and I adopted, when she came to the place that she really understood that she was part of our family, just as much as our sons were, that she was really included in this family, she began to walk this out very strongly. I remember the day that she came to my office. I wasn't there. She walked right in with her friend, and her friend goes, "You just walked into Pastor's office." And she said, "No, I didn't. It's my dad's office." She sat down at my desk, and her friend says, "You're sitting at Pastor's desk." And she says, "No, I'm not. It's my dad's desk." She went through the drawers because she knew a drawer that had some candies or some sweets. And she pulled it out. And her friend is going, "You're going through Pastor's desk." And she said, "No, I'm not. It's my dad's." And she wanted something to drink. And so she knew another drawer. I had some change, had a little money there, and she wanted to go buy a drink. She's pulling it out. Her friend is going crazy, saying, "You're taking Pastor's money." And she said, "No, I'm not. It's my dad's." So when my kids need something and they say, "Dad," everything shifts inside me. And that's really what we're talking about here as we come to God, because something shifts inside when we say to him, "Dad," when we realize there's relationship. Listen to this. On Jesus' most difficult day, and he said to them, "My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Stay here and watch." He went a little further and fell on the ground, and he prayed that if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, "Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will." Do you realize that on the most difficult day, he comes to God in the most personal approach possible, Daddy God? We need to come to him with confidence. In fact, Hebrews 4:16, "Let us therefore come boldly into the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace in time of need." I just want you to know it's in God's presence that everything you need happens. And you need to come with him with confidence, knowing you have relationship with him. Come to him as your Father. I want to pray that today, As you come to God, you come to Him personally, knowing that in His presence, He meets your needs and He begins to speak to you. May God bless you and walk with you today in Jesus' name. Thanks for joining us. Join us again. We'll see you later.